Let's paint coneflowers together in my journal. So today I'm using my Petals sketchbook from Deep Light, but use whatever you want to, and I'm going straight in with ink pen. Your free outline is waiting for you over on our free membership level of Patreon if you want to trace down your outline instead of drawing it freehand. There's nothing wrong in tracing it down, it just speeds up the process. I particularly enjoy drawing straight onto the watercolor paper using an ink pen because it means that instead of fighting my errors, I'm working with them. You'll notice that this outline isn't perfect. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be a lovely coneflower illustration along with little errors and little anomalies, shall we say. The pen I'm using, in case you're interested, is from Esterbrook. It's the Esterbrook Niblet, and I bought it as a little treat to myself. I really enjoy writing with this pen and I really enjoy drawing with it. The ink that I'm using is a waterproof ink, which means that when I add the watercolor later on, it's not going to bleed too much, which is what I'm looking for in this painting. Use your favourite paints and use your favourite paper. You don't have to use the same things as me. The whole point of these tutorials is getting you painting and getting you to gain a little bit more confidence with your freestyling if you want to. I really like this paper. Like I said, I'm really into art journaling at the moment, and I'm curating this. I'm just producing this little book so that I can look back on it and enjoy the paintings that I've done. Along with the free outline, I'm going to give you a reference photograph to work from. They're yours to keep, and they're here as part of, they're yours to keep and are to support this video. So you can just download them and paint them as you wish. But we'd love you to join in with us here, which is why I give you the free outlines. As I'm drawing this, I just want to gently remind you that we do have a paid Patreon where we paint botanicals in more detail, and you won't find them here on YouTube. So I'd just like to play you a short video before we jump back into this tutorial. Earlier I mentioned Patreon, which is where I slow everything down and go deeper into botanical painting. Alongside the free outlines, there are 3 membership levels for anyone who'd like more time, detail and guidance with me right here in the studio. Now, Clematis is the core membership tier. This is where I share longer, more considered botanical art tutorials, materials, outlines, reference photograph, in-depth process so that you can create art that you are proud of no matter what level that you're at. And for those who'd like more personal support, my Rose tier includes everything from the other 2 membership levels, along with one-to-one time with me via video call, individual critique, and a video response made just for you. Magnolia is my monthly mini tier. Now this includes shorter, more relaxed lessons, things like quick doodles, small studies, podcasts, and informal explorations that fit easily around your everyday life. Remember that if you're a member of the Clematis and Rose tier, you'll also have full access to everything in the Magnolia tier, so nothing is missed. All of the tutorials across Patreon are suitable for all levels. I teach using a learn to paint as you paint approach, so whether you're just starting out or whether you've been painting for years, you can follow along at your own pace. Patreon is also very easy to use now. Everything is kept in one place. You can use the search bar to quickly find the tutorial or topic that you're looking for without having to scroll endlessly. And if you're planning to stay for a while, do take advantage of the annual membership. My Patreon is about making space for depth, learning and evolving botanical art practice. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, we'd love to see you there. Okay, so if that's something that appeals to you, I'd love to see you over on Patreon, and it's a way that you can support my channel. Okay, so back to the video. As you can see, I'm still drawing the outline, and it's really loose, really light, nothing fancy, straight onto the paper with my pen. And like I said, I'm working with my mistakes rather than constantly rubbing out and, just not getting it quotes right. It doesn't have to be. This is an illustration and it's meant to be fun. So onto the painting, I've got a little mixing palette here, my watercolor brush and some kitchen paper, and the paints I'm using today are from Magello, Mission Gold. Use what you have. We're going to use a pink, we're going to use a yellowy orange, a green, a purple and a brown. That's all you need. Starting off by these colours here and straight onto the watercolor paper. This is a pink, a nice vibrant pink, something like an opera rose would suit if you've got that, or you could paint it any colour. You could paint it red, you could paint it purple, it doesn't matter. The whole purpose of these tutorials is not about colour accuracy, it's just about, you know, enjoying the process and getting paint onto paper and practicing your watercolour skills. Okay, then I'm dropping an orangey yellow onto the top of that colour there, just to give my painting a little bit of variation, and like I said, nothing too fancy. Just dropping in that yellow, and we're going on with this lovely vibrant pink. These Magello Mission Gold paints are very, very vibrant and very rich in pigment. I do like using them, although to be fair, I haven't used them very much. I am a fan of deep light paints, but I just fancy switching it up today and just getting these paints on. I'm speeding up this bit because it's the same process and you don't want to be watching something really, really boring in slow motion, as it were. It's slow down. So we sped this up. Okay, so we're now adding a little bit of water to the stamen and anther in the middle, and I'm going to be dropping in a sort of browny yellowy colour. You could use something like a burnt sienna for this. I've added a bit more brown because it was looking a little too orange. The reason I'm working wet in wet for this segment is I wanted the middle of the flowers to have more of a blurry look. So by dropping it in wet, it just makes it a little bit easier to manage. And the brush I'm using, by the way, is a Tintoretto size 2. It's a round mop brush and it has a really fine point, which means I don't have to constantly go back and switch my brushes. If I want to find a nib, then this will do the job for me without, you know, too much fuss. And I want these to be fuss-free paintings. I don't want to be constantly changing my brush size to suit what I'm doing at that particular minute in time, because I want these to be fast and easy tutorials, which is what we're all about here. I've mixed a little bit of purple with the colours on my palette there to get this kind of browny tone. You'll notice from the free reference photograph that on the photograph they have this kind of purpley browny kind of stalk. And that's where we're going with this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be colour accurate. It can just be whatever colour you want it to be. And a little bit of olive green on the little leaf there and the bits underneath the flower. So this section is sort of semi-dry now, so I'm just dropping in the same colour that I used on the stem onto the stamen and anther in the middle and just wiggling it in with my brush. This one's still a little bit damp, but it doesn't matter. It all adds to the kind of definition and leaving some negative space so that I can make these look as if they've got texture, which of course they have in the photo. The bee that's holding my pages open is also from Esterbrook. Many of you have asked me about this little bee. So I'm back to the original colours, mixing the pink with a little bit of orange, orangey yellow, and now I'm just adding a bit of definition to each flower. You'll see that I'm putting on the paint first of all, and then I'm using a damp brush. So I'm cleaning my brush and patting it onto the kitchen paper, and then I'm blending in each piece to just get a softer edge. So I'm going to stop talking at this point and let you watch the rest of the video listening to some soothing music. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, perhaps you'd consider subscribing to my channel. It's completely free, just hit the subscribe button below, and if you've liked it, please give me a like. It all helps my videos reach more people, and I'd really appreciate your support. Stay until the end to see the finished painting. We've got a couple of minutes left yet. My name is Ray, this is my studio, and thank you for watching.